Logistics.com for supply chain solutions made simple.
He's coached D1 hockey here in the great state of Minnesota for 20 years. He coached our World Junior team in 2017 to the gold medal, and in 2018 to the bronze medal. It is my great honor to introduce to you Bob Motzko.
Well, that was quite the introduction. I had all those lines too ready to use on them, but it beat me to it. But congratulations, welcome to the broadcast first of all, and it has to be a great feeling for you to be chosen as the head coach of the World Junior Championships coming here to the Twin Cities.
Yeah, well, there's so many levels to it. You know, one, I've been involved with USA Hockey for my entire career, and anytime they call, you jump at an opportunity to work for USA. And I've been so fortunate to have coached the team. And then here it is coming to the state of Minnesota, and they reach back again, and this is the greatest tournament outside of the Olympics amateur tournament there is. There's 7 guys playing tonight that won gold medal for USA. They're in this game, and that's how high level it is. And that's one thing I think our fans, we're going to obviously pump this thing up. You're going to hear about it. But I'll tell you one quick story. Is in 17 when we were coaching, we had to play a country. I'll tell you twice. Play them in the semifinals, and they had a player that was unstoppable. It was incredible. And we was coaching staff watching him on film, doing the whole thing. You know, it goes into the summer. He gets drafted by the Minnesota Wild. They don't see him for 5 years. It's Kirill Kaprizov. And that's the level of talent that's in this tournament. And he was, he is exactly what he is now, but he was at 20 years old, or 18 years old at that time. He was a superstar. So then Faber's won the gold medal. Jackson Lacomb's won the gold medal. The 2 former Gophers. And our fans are in for a treat.
How about Jimmy Sunderwood in St. Louis gets a power play goal tonight?
Goal and assist, got his first one.
How lucky is he? It's got to be what a great feeling it's got to be for you. To help these kids develop. And I always look back, even when I played, in the NHL, I look back to my junior days and what it meant for me were the coaches I had that have helped me in the development of my career.
Well, we were awful fortunate that we've had so many good players come through our program, and right now, the only unfortunate thing, the Gophers were supposed to win it all at the end, but we're getting so close. We've been knocking on the door, but Jimmy, great for him, gets his first goal tonight and an assist, and he's been playing excellent. Our 2 guys in Chicago are playing well. Faber's been Faber, and Matt Nyes has been terrific for Toronto. So we've got a Cooley. He's been great. So we've been so fortunate to have these great players come through our program that are doing great in the NHL right now.
Yeah, Bob Motzko, our guest here right now, of course, a longtime coach of the University of Minnesota with the Golden Gophers, and now it's going to be the World Junior Championship, hopefully a World Junior Championship trophy that you will pick up for the tournament coming here to the Twin Cities. And I guess you've done this before. Well, what's the most challenging thing when you're bringing all these young kids in together that have a lot of them have never met each other before?
Well, the one thing I'll change, it's a little different now where a lot of them, because of USA Hockey, the National Development Program, and USA Hockey, our first gold medal in the World Juniors in 2004. We have won 8 since 2004. Prior to that, we didn't medal much at all as a country. But we've had, in that span time, 8 gold medals, 2 silvers, and 8 bronze. Just medaling is so hard because of how great this tournament is. I can't pile on it. Is it difficult? It's a players' tournament. It's not a coaches' tournament. We'll put a great staff together, and we just try to keep them in their lane. And what's most important now for USA, and this from growing up in Canada, the Canadian to put on the maple leaf to play for Team Canada. We have that now in our country, where our players in our country now, it means the world for them to make this team, to represent their country and play for their country. And it took us a while to get there, but a lot of hard. USA Hockey's done such a great level at the grassroots level, and now the pride from the players that want to be on this team, and then how they follow it. And now we got to get our fans into it, because this is a sold out tournament when it's in Europe and Canada, and it's the right time for this tournament, because if we didn't host it now, I think USA only gets it every 7 years. And Minnesota is the right place for this tournament to be, and it's the right time with the Wild to do, the University of Minnesota, sports and entertainment. We're going to have the right people behind promoting this tournament.
Yeah, and you look at the countries involved. I think there's 10 different countries involved in this. Also, 2 different squads. And the thing is, you look at the the joy that players have when you play against, like when you get U.S. and Canada, like in that Four Nations
That's what it is now.
face-off. I mean, right from the 8 seconds, they had how many penalties by that point in the game. But I mean, it's almost like a hater. But you can't do that in junior like you could in the NHL.
No, you but I'm telling you, that feeling is there now. And I was fortunate to coach Brady Tkachuk in 18. That's what he is. Like and those two. And Matthew was injured in our summer camp, but then signed, so he would have been our 17 team. But the Tkachuk brothers, they put their foot down that USA is here to play, to take Canada on, and you have that now. I'll still go back to when USA won the World Cup back when Bill Guerin was playing,
right,
and Keith Tkachuk. Those two single-handedly said, "We're taking you on," and that was probably one of outside the '80 Olympic team. You go back, Kevin, you remember the year that was?
I do.
What year was that?
Oh, I don't remember what year.
But that was one of USA's greatest victories when US won the World Cup, beating Canada.
It's such a rivalry, and it's so much fun to watch and be a part of.
Well, it's a rivalry because we can win now. And, for anything to be a rival, both teams got to be able to win.
You say that because I go back in the 60s when I started playing, and there are very few Americans in the league at that time. I mean, Tommy Williams is one of our teammates back in the early 70s and so on from Duluth, Minnesota. But, boy, the development of the U.S. hockey team, hockey player has been terrific over the last 30 years.
And look at Matthews and Nyes from Arizona playing in Toronto. And we're producing players from all over our country right now at such a high level. And we still, Minnesota's still leading the way with NHL players and college players. We do such a terrific job in our state. But our whole country right now is in a great spot.
Yeah, and there's so much pressure put on these young kids to perform also, to do the job that they are expected to do. But how about the pressure on the coach too? I mean, you got to be able to pick the right guys for the whatever the tournament may be, and it isn't always your star players that make a difference.
Yeah, and that's John Van Beesbrook, the GM, and his staff will do a great job. And it's between now, it's a whole process. Now we will have the summer camp here in the Twin Cities, so Canada will be here with 2 teams. We'll have 2 teams. Sweden and Finland will be here in the month of July. And that'll be held at the University of Minnesota campus. And this has been going on for years, but it's always been in Detroit, Michigan. And that'll be our first look at this. I think we'll have about 36 to 38 American players there on 2 teams. We'll whittle her down, and then we'll be following the players all the way up through December. Hopefully everyone stays healthy, and, we got to let the NHL teams get through signing their players. But, we're at the mercy of the player pool, and, thank goodness that USA has been awful strong for a lot of years.
They sure have. I appreciate you being up there. I wish we had more time, but the clock, I was looking at 11 minutes, now it's down to 6:50. So much time. But, Bob, wish you all the best. Thanks for being a part of this, and wish you nothing but the very best coming up.
All right. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Bob Motzko, our guest here. Kevin, let's go back to you.
All right, Tom, don't forget to give him his gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. That's what he gets for joining us. Even the head coach of the Gophers, even the head coach of the Red, White, and Blue, yes, he too gets a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. We're through 40 minutes in St. Paul. The Wild and Ducks are tied at 1. Full recap is next. This is Wild Hockey presented by XL Energy.
Hey, Wild fans, Minnesota-based and family-owned Old Dutch Foods has been creating taste sensations for generations of hometown Wild fans for over 90 years. Stock up on your favorite Old Dutch game day snacks at your local grocery stores to make game day a win. Old Dutch is a proud supporter of Wild Hockey. Let's go Wild!
Old Dutch potato.